Go, Jimmy!
Who we got in here today? What do you go by?
Rose.
What that British Rose that's on your Facebook?
That's just something I put together, but it's my dance name and my name.
What do you claim? I remember going to school with you in Pascagoula, but did you come from Pascagoula from Mars Point?
I came from Mars Point to Pascagoula. I'm from Escatable.
But did you graduate from Pascagoula? Or I thought you went back to Mars Point.
Yeah, I did. I went back to Mars Point. I had got my GED.
What was your household like coming up? Like who was all in the house when you was coming up?
Me and my sister, Shabril. Everybody know her. She's popular around the city too.
She younger or older than you?
She older than me.
The girl, dark girl with the gold teeth?
No, she don't have gold teeth, but she is dark skinned, real skinny. She be at the stores and stuff, like at Mars Point Express and stuff.
And when you was in school, like what did you want to be when you grew up? Like what was your plans after graduation?
I always just wanted to be like an entrepreneur, like just work for myself. I always wanted to work for myself. I never wanted to work for nobody else. I always knew that I was gonna work for myself, and I'm still gonna work for myself. So it's just all in the making.
Did you have a particular field that you wanted to work in at the time? Was it like nursing or just?
No, I want to go to the Navy, really, for real, for real. Me and my homegirl, Bianca, she my childhood friend. We always said we was gonna join the buddy buddy system, but things just went left and we didn't do it. But we had plans though, to do that.
But what was your upbringing? Like was your mom and dad there, or who mainly raised you?
My mom and her mom, my grandmother, and my auntie, her sister. But my dad, he was there too before he passed away. My dad's side was always a part of my life too. So I kind of had both sides, but they just wasn't together.
What side do you get your last name from?
Thomas, my mother.
You know how your dad passed away?
Yeah, he had a brain aneurysm.
When you graduated or got your GED, at what point did you start stripping?
Well, I had started dancing when I was 16. So.
While you were still in school?
Yeah, I was still in high school. I was going to Pascagoula High School.
Can you say where you was stripping at then?
Yeah, at Cookies and Cream.
Did they know you were 16?
Yeah, he knew. He just liked me, so I got in. Me and my homegirl. She was a little older than me.
Was you the only teenager there at the time?
I doubt it.
How did you, when did you get comfortable stripping? Like, when did you know you was comfortable removing your clothes in front of older men?
I mean, when I got the money, when they were paying.
So you needed the money then at 16? Like, was something going on at home where you felt like you had to go out there and get the money?
Yes. Yeah, I was molested. Twice. Not one time, twice.
At what age? 16 or before that?
It was before that.
And how did you deal with it? Like, how close were you to that family member that did it without saying any names?
I was really close to them.
So how did you deal with can you say exactly what happened? Like what kind of molest? Was it verbal or was it physical?
It was both.
So are you able to see how far did the family member go, or how close were you to that family member?
I was real close with them, and it went far until I just cut it out. I had to stop it, just cut it out completely off, no access to me, don't want to be around them. You know what I'm saying? So I branched off and did my own thing,
Did you ever tell your parents, or was you too scared? You hear how now victims are too scared to even say anything. They live with that for years before they finally tell their mom or dad what happened to them. Was that something you kept a secret?
The first victim was my mama's boyfriend, so my family knew about that. My grandma and them and my auntie them, they knew about that. But the second victim, nobody knows. Don't nobody know. I still don't want to speak on it. It's just a family member. That's all that they need to know. That's it. That's all.
So you saying the family member side do know?
Huh?
You saying your family member side do know, or you haven't even told them yet?
No, I don't know, just me and God, literally, for real.
It's you protecting somebody, you feel or?
Yeah, I am.
Or you protecting the family because you don't want to fuck up the family vibe.
That way, yeah. You know what I'm getting.
Yeah, I got you, yeah.
So It's crazy, but it's cool. Like,
were you ever involved in any type of like how you hear like with the cartels and all this sex trafficking going on? Like, do you ever get caught up in that during your young years?
Yes, when I was dancing at Cookies and Cream, I had met this girl or whatever, and she had told me that the dude was her boyfriend or whatever, and the whole time he was her pimp, but I didn't know because I was so young. I never was taught these things. I never was told that, you know, those people are out there, beware of these people, you know what I'm saying, or nothing. So, like, yeah.
Like, what was a pimp to you at that time? Like, was that just something like mythical that you heard about? Like, you used to hear about pimps, but I remember being on the coast, you never saw a pimp.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I never knew about a pimp. I never heard about a pimp. So, like, once I got with her and, you know, he was doing things to her that was, like, you know, unusual, that wasn't normal, that a boyfriend would do to, you know, his girlfriend, you know, so, like, it's starting to, like, click to me, like, dawn to me, like, they got some, you know, some more stuff going on. But
at what point did you realize that he was acting more in the fashion of a pimp than a boyfriend? Like, when did you able to say, like, that ain't your boyfriend, that nigga's something else?
We was in New Orleans or whatever, and we had worked at a club or whatever, and the girl, she had told me to work at the club to do things that another girl had done, and he had got mad, and he was like, why would you tell her to be like another female? You know what I'm saying? She should be like her own self. So he got mad, and he beat her ass in the middle of the street, like literally whoops her ass, like beat her ass bad. And I was like, can y'all please take me home? And when I woke up, I had took a nap on the way home from New Orleans to Mississippi. I thought they was gonna take me home, but I ended up in Miami, Florida.
So the whole ride to Miami, would you sleep the whole ride? Like, when I
woke up, when I finally woke up from my nap, and I seen like that I wasn't like nowhere near home. I seen palm trees and shit. Like, I knew I wasn't, you know, in Miles Point or in Mobile or, you know. At that time, I don't even think I had been to Florida to even notice that, you know what I'm saying? I was so young to notice that, you know, I wasn't, you know, still in Mississippi or still in Alabama. I didn't know, like, where I was until I talked to my mom.
So, listen, so when you got to Miami, what exactly happened from the time when you wake up and you were in Miami? What happens from that point on?
I mean, I woke up at a gas station, and I had seen the sign or whatever, and I think it was like, I can't even remember, it was so long ago, but it said Florida or whatever. So I instantly, you know, knew that, you know, I was somewhere else, and I called my mom, and I had to tell her where I was because I know she was gonna be wondering where I was and stuff.
So what? How long were you in there? How long? How long were you in Miami?
I wasn't there long because once I realized that I was so young and I wasn't gonna be able to work at a club in Miami because you had to be like 21 or older or something like that, especially around that time. So like I knew that I was gonna have to do something that I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like I instantly called my mom, and she talked to the guy. And he asked me, he was like, do you want to go home or do you want to stay? And I was like, I want to go home. So he sent me on a Greyhound. And that was my first time riding a Greyhound bus and everything. Like, it took forever to get to Mobile. I know that. I remember that. It took a long time to get back home.
And while you going through all this, who was the person that you could find in? Like, who was somebody you could talk to and say, girl, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. This happened.
My auntie Belle, my dad's sister. She did. Now, she deceased now.
What advice was she giving you around that time?
I mean, she was just like, you know, just like all type of advice. She just told me everything. Like, she just didn't bring me down. I say that. Like, she didn't step on me. She didn't judge me. Like, she let me make my mistakes. Like, that's why I say she didn't judge me. Like, she let me make my mistakes, and she just, you know, she dealt with it. Like, she didn't care.
Go, Jimmy!
Whoa, 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 let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I heard the city hot, well I wouldn't know cause I stay out the way. Catching plays, micro-mini, AK flush the ops away. I pull up, drink and roll up thing. Literally can't feel my face. Overlap.